Alrighty then, here we go. We have a lower body travel workout. This is to create a better balance if you are a right-handed golfer. And the idea is we are going to focus on a 2-to-1 or a 3-to-1 left to right side ratio. So this is just to help kind of offset some of the imbalances that you get as a right-handed golfer. So we're going to start with just a really basic warm-up. It's going to be 3 different exercises, and then we're going to move into some mobility and then get into some strength there towards the end. All right, so here we go. First thing you're going to go ahead and do is just get on a mat. Feet really, really wide. I mean, as wide as you feel comfortable. And then you're just going to let your knees fall to the same side, and you're going to keep them there for about 30 seconds. Okay, the goal is to let both knees get as close to the ground as you can without really applying a whole bunch of pressure to them. So you're going to let them hang there for that 30 seconds. We're at about 15 seconds right now. If you experience any discomfort, reduce the range of motion. It's going to be typical as a right-hander to feel a lot of stretch in through the right inner thigh. You're going to come back up to square right here, and then you're going to go 30 seconds the other way. You're going to go ahead and repeat this 3 times, each directions. So left 30 seconds, right 30 seconds. That's 1. You're going to repeat that 3 times. Okay, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to go into a butterfly position. So feet come close together, and you're trying to put the bottoms of your feet together, and then your heels shift as high up as you can get them to your butt without reaching down. You just want to do it naturally, whatever that is naturally. And then you just kind of let yourself settle there. And then what you're going to do is you're going to tuck in this position and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. You're trying to engage the glutes. Again, as a right-hander, you're going to feel that right inner thigh a whole bunch. 3, 2, 1, and then you're going to release and hang there, and just again, let gravity take it down. Rest there for about 5 to 10 seconds, and then repeat that 3 times. The next thing you're going to go ahead and do is you're going to get yourself up, and you are going to go ahead and do a half kneel tuck. Okay, this is going to be 2-to-1, left side to right side. So what that means is you've got your right leg out ahead of you, your left knee down on the ground. I'll show you from the side. All right? And from here, you're going to go ahead and tuck about the left glute, contract the left glute, squeeze the abs. 1, and then release. 2, and then release. 3, and then release. You want to see a defined and feel a defined movement of tuck, squeeze, glute, abs, release. You're going to do 30 on the left side, okay? And then, of course, you're going to flip, and you're going to do 15, so that's 2-to-1, on the right side. Okay, the goal is to connect the glute to the abs and get that glute to fire, and also to stretch the hips in the front. All right, we're going to switch positions here, get over to the wall. All right, so on this one, we're going to go ahead and do a half kneel wall turn. So you're down on that left knee, right leg is ahead. You're actually going to go the opposite way. Right knee down, left leg ahead. This is to help engage the opposite side adductor. Okay, so you're going to set up to where a short foam roller is here between your knee, and you're pushing this knee into the wall to engage this inner thigh. So we're trying to engage our left inner thigh. And then what we're going to go ahead and do is push there. Don't go crazy with the contraction of the glute here, because the focus is to try and engage this leg. So we're pushing that knee in, and then we're going to turn as far as we can. And then we're going to go ahead and turn as far as we can. And then we're going to go ahead and release just like that. We're going to repeat that 5 times. So apply off pressure, pressure in, okay, tuck slightly, okay, turn, and you're only going to rotate as far as you can without losing that pressure to the inner part of this foam roller. Release, pressure, turn, release. You're going to repeat that 5 times. All right. In order to get a little bit more of a stretch through this right quad, okay, we're going to go ahead and have you put your foot up just on something and then your knee down onto that pad, okay? That elevation of the foot is going to help really stretch this quad, which is going to open up and in turn make your rotation that much better. So we're still here, same thing, okay? You're going to go ahead and contract this glute just a little bit to help isolate the front of that right leg, and then you're going to go ahead and push the knee, drive the knee into the wall, then you're going to rotate with it, keeping that head square, okay? And then rotate the opposite way. All about pushing that knee in and opening that right hip. And again, repeat that 5 times with the foot up. So now we're going to go ahead and get into foam rolling. We're going to try and open up our right quad before we do any lateral, single leg, or double leg exercises. So real simple. Take a foam roller or a pipe or whatever you have, doesn't matter. You're going to go ahead and place it underneath that right thigh. Put that right leg up, get in that plank position, bring that left leg forward. Then you're going to find a spot. So you're going to move up and down here and find a spot. If you've been doing this a long time, this soft foam roller probably isn't going to do it for you. You'll probably want something a little bit harder. But for illustration purposes, it's fine. You're going to find that spot. Once you go ahead and find that spot, bring the heel in and then extend that heel out. Bring the heel in and extend that heel out. We're trying to break up some of the fascia in this powerful muscle on the front of the body. So this way the opposite muscles can work a little bit easier. Okay, so we're going to repeat this 2 to 3 sets of 10 repetitions, meaning that you're going to shoot for 2 to 3 spots at a minimum, ideally 3 to 5. So you do 10 reps and then you find another spot, then you stay on that spot, and then you've got 1 rep, 2 reps, all the way up for 10 for 3 to 5 spots. Okay? To warm up a little bit more and to get the feet and the ankles ready for what we're going to do next, we're going to go ahead and do what we call a heel to toe rocker. So this, you're going to go ahead and pull those toes hard to your shins. Go straight down, stretch the back of the legs, go slow. Don't reach to the floor though, instead reach those arms this way, up high to the sky, tucking that chin down. And then from there, you're going to come up the opposite way, go way up onto the toes, hold that. Arms should be way overhead. Here's a view from the side. So we've got toes up affecting the feet. We're going all the way down, affecting the back of the body, stretching through the hamstrings, the lower back. Now the shoulders, because I'm turning those hands and I'm pressing them over. I'm going to go both ways with my hands. And then I'm going to go ahead and push my feet hard to the floor, rise up onto my toes, hold that spot there for a good solid 1,000, and then back down. So those are heel-toe rockers. After you finish a set of heel-toe rockers, 20 would be the set to get the ankles and the feet ready for what we're going to do next. So you got a set of 20 heel-toe rockers. The next thing you're going to get right into is our lateral lunge. This is probably the most important part of any sort of glute engaging, offsetting type program. So important, what I want you to go ahead and do, we talked about a 3-to-1 ratio. So right now, we're going to be doing a 3-to-1 left to right ratio. So the way that that works is you're going to go ahead and if it is available, you're going to hold on to a weight. 15 to 20 pounds would be more than enough. You're going to hold that weight here like this. So we'll use this as the weight. You're going to hold that just like this in that goblet hold. And then you're going to step and come back up. Step and come back up. Okay, so what we're thinking about here is when you step, the foot is square, this foot is nice and straight, and then you're going to push straight back up from there just like that. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and do 12 to the left, and then you're going to go ahead and skip the right side because you'll do that on the next round. All right. So we're going to go ahead and pair this with a reverse alternating lunge. Okay, so now instead of doing that one side at a time, we're going to go straight back into a reverse alternating lunge. Again, use that weight, hold that weight in that goblet position. Okay, and you're going to just step back, 90, 90, step forward. Alternating, opposite side, step back, 90, 90, step forward. Pay careful attention when you do this, that when that left leg goes back, I want you to grab and squeeze onto that left glute to help engage that left glute and switch. This is going to be alternating for 20 total, okay? And that's going to be a superset format. Okay, so what you'll do is you'll go to another set of lateral lunges and then another set of reverse lunges, but on this second round, when you do your lateral lunges, you'll lunge to the left for 12, and then you'll switch and lunge to the right for 12. So now you'll notice is we're going to do 3 total sets going to the left with the lateral lunge, and just 1 set going to the right with the lateral lunge, okay? After you complete that, you're resting about 60 or so seconds in between. So you do your lateral lunges, whatever you end up doing. You do your reverse lunges, whatever you end up doing. And then from there, you're going to go ahead and rest for a minimum of 60 seconds. Ideally, resting for about 60 to 90 seconds would be perfect. The next thing you're going to move on to is going to be a double leg pattern, okay? So you're going to move into a deadlift and a squat. So the deadlift, it's always good posture and good practice to set yourself up tall, hinge forward, and then descend through it, okay? You're not a novice, you're not a beginner, that's why you're able to do these straight away. If you don't have access to a kettlebell, you'll use a dumbbell. And the important thing to understand, I'm going to illustrate the difference between the deadlift and the squat. So the difference is they're both double leg exercises, meaning the feet are even and we're traveling up and down in a closed chain environment. The difference with the squat and the deadlift is a hinge, okay, to a lift. So we're hinging. You see that angle of my back is forward and it's greater than the angle of my shins. And I'm picking this weight up and I'm tucking my hips into it. Okay, so here's your deadlift. That weight should end up just at about your toes, slightly ahead of the toes. We're back up, tucking the hips, squeezing the glutes, straight back down. Touching the ground, maintaining tension, up, tucking the hips, squeezing the glutes. The difference is, what we're going to do as well is a plie squat. So that's just slightly wider with the feet. Toes are slightly turned out, not very much. And now, instead of hinging forward, you're just going to go straight down. So you're going to go straight down, those arms are going to come inside, and you're going to stand up, still tucking at the top. But you notice the angle of my torso should be very similar to that of the angle of my shin. Might be just slightly forward, just slightly back. But for the most part, it's pretty close. So we have our plie squat. Okay? And then feet closer together, weight out ahead of us, we have our deadlift. Okay, 2 very similar, but very different movements. Deadlift is going to be for the back of the body, upper back, mid back, lower back, hamstrings, glutes, more. The squat is going to be just a generalized, typical, overall leg exercise. Always keeping that chin nice and neutral, not letting yourself establish a bad habit of pulling with the head. So just like you did with the lateral lunge and then the reverse alternating lunge, you're going to do that in a superset pattern. So you're going to go ahead and do 10 repetitions of your deadlift. So that's feet square, narrower stance, forward, and then up. Okay, then you can rest, shake those arms out just a little bit, and then you're going to go right in to 10 to 12 of that plie squat. Feet wide, weight comes down in between the heels or the instep, and you're straight up, tucking and squeezing. So real quick recap, we did warm up, we did a mobility exercise, and then we ended everything with strength and conditioning. We have windshield wipers at the beginning, that's 30 seconds times 3. Then we have the butterfly tuck, that's where you lay on your back, tuck your hips. Then you have the half kneel tuck, that's where one knee is down. Then you have the wall rotation to engage the adductors, and that's with one foot up to help stretch the quad. Then the next thing you're going to have is a single leg focus, which is lateral lunges with a 3-to-1 left to right ratio. Okay, and then you have reverse lunges, which are even. We're not doing an alternating or an offset ratio. And then you have a double leg pattern, which is your dumbbell deadlift and your dumbbell plie squat.
It's never a bad idea also to finish this up with some glute bridges. And those glute bridges are going to be just laying on your back, tucking your hips, lifting, holding for 10 seconds, and going from there. This would be perfect to complete 1 to 2 days per week, but ideally this would be one workout, and then an upper body focus workout would be another workout, and then you can sprinkle in some good stability for your abs as well. So cheers. Life's too short to hit the ball short. That doesn't make any sense, but it's funny, hopefully.